Hello and welcome to the Wu Wei Wisdom Tao Dialogues. Drawing from my practice as a Taoist monk and teacher, we can explore the Wu Wei balance and harmony in all areas of life. Timeless teachings designed to guide you through life's challenges. Today we're exploring the strength in sensitivity and how the gentle flow of Wu Wei can reveal our deepest authenticity. So relax, open your mind and your spirits, and let's look at a new perspective on this challenging but very interesting subject. Sensitivity may be one of your superpowers, but are you using it to its full potential? So drawing on my many years of experience with clients as a Taoist monk and teacher, I'd like to share with you some insights that may shift how you view your sensitivity and show you how powerful embracing it correctly and in balance can be. In a world that's often dominated by the notion that strength lies in force and extreme, Taoism offers a profound yet gentle counterpoint. True strength arises from embracing our sensitivity. And this perception transforms what is commonly perceived as being vulnerable. Instead of being vulnerable, it can be a powerful force for your personal growth and deep connection. Sensitivity, far from being an emotional weakness, is our capacity to be able to deeply resonate with life's rhythms and connect authentically with others. And this fosters a deep and meaningful relationship. It means that we can respond with our true Shen or spiritual nature, enriching our lives with a powerful and a profound connection. So let's think about embracing sensitivity not as a weakness, but as a superpower. The first thing you do is consider now, when you use the word sensitivity, are you describing an emotion or are you describing a true nature that reflects your sensitive, spiritual, Shen nature? This divine essence that resides within us all. Are you honoring this sensitivity and align it with who you are, creating and allowing your emotions to flow naturally and authentically, but not being governed or being their victim? And so it's this alignment, making this difference. Are you saying that I'm naturally sensitive? It means that I can view things from a sensitive point of view. Or are you just describing a feeling, an emotion? Do you really believe you're vulnerable? Do you really believe you're weak? Do you really believe you're a victim? And when we make this distinction, we can begin to see, do we really think our sensitivity can be used positively? Can we navigate this sensitivity through our life and use it with wisdom and grace that allows us to address our challenges with sensitivity, with confidence, with understanding? And embracing this, we can better understand ourselves and those around us. In fact, we can honor ourselves. We can see it as one of our greatest strengths, that we have the power to sensitively deal with issues and people. And this is the first step towards transforming it, transforming your perception. And sensitivity is not a weakness. Sensitivity doesn't mean you're overwhelmed by emotion. It actually means you have a heightened awareness, first of all, of yourself and whether you're in and out of balance, in harmony, what I would call the Wu Wei flow. And then once you have that, Have you got that ability to do that with the outside world? Can you sense this subtleness? Can you attune to life's nuances? Can you respond with empathy and understanding? But again, that doesn't mean it's weakness. Doesn't mean that other people tread over your boundaries. Doesn't mean you roll over. It actually means you have a strength because you're respecting yourself and you're unlocking a more profound capacity, a creativity, a compassion. You're opening the door to transformation, to growth. You're not stuck. You're not going round and round in the carousel of despair. So this teaching is essential. It's essential to understand the distinction between your spiritual sensitivity and your emotional feelings. And that's why I try and mention all the time. I believe is probably the first step. Do you truly believe that you create your emotions? And this is something to take a breath now and drop your shoulders. Do you believe that other people can somehow implant emotions into your body and you can't do anything about it? Do you believe that emotions float around the room? Or do you believe that emotions are natural? They are responses from your beliefs, from your perceptions, from how you see the world and other people. And here's the nuance I talked about. Now you may believe that, but here's where you take a moment. What does your inner child believe? Can your inner child truly say 100% that they create the emotions? In my experience working with clients, the inner child now will try and duck and dive, will not answer that question directly. So it's crucial to maintain this emotional balance. It's crucial that you and your inner child work together because you both have roles. And understanding the distinction and what the inner child means by being sensitive and what you mean by using your sensitivity may create this internal conflict. And of course, any internal conflict creates red light feelings. You may call it anxiety, stress, fear, anger, guilt. Really, all you're doing is saying, I have a tension inside my body, inside my beliefs. And what I want you to do is to free yourself from that tension. Remember that emotions are nearly always created by the inner child, wanting attention, wanting you to listen to, wanting its own way. I often say with the inner child, it wants what it wants when it wants it. Doesn't mean to say it's a monster, doesn't mean to say it's evil. That's why I like the analogy of an inner child. It's just like a 6-7-year-old child. But this inner child has one really strong, really powerful tool that it uses. It can connect to your emotions. So it's very important for you to understand that emotions are always fleeting and passing, that you create them. Nobody else puts the emotion into your body. You cannot be a victim of an emotion. You cannot protect yourself from an emotion that you create. And that puts you round and round in the carousel. So this teaching really is about actually connecting to your spiritual sensitivity, honoring it. Probably your superpower, as we said at the beginning, but make sure it's rooted in truth, honesty, and integrity. That it's not rooted in emotions, because emotions are always the consequence. So you can't root yourself in a consequence. You have to root yourself in the cause, in the foundation, in the anchor. And your anchor is your sensitive, caring, loving, compassionate, true spiritual nature. And therefore you can deal. You can deal with difficulties, with challenges. And how do I know that? Because you've been doing it. Because we live in a reality of the unknown. We live in the reality of constantly changing. You've lived in this all of your life. You may not want to accept it. And the inner child may want to use the idea of your sensitivity as an excuse. But it can't work. It's never worked. You still live in the unknown. People will do things that you don't like, say things that you don't like, think things that you don't like. People will be judgmental, criticize, compare. You telling them you're sensitive doesn't change that. They still do it. But when you're acting from your Shen sensitivity, you can now listen to them from a different point of view. Again, remember what I say. It's a very powerful teaching. What others think of you is none of your business. What is your business, what you can control, is what you think about you. What you think about your sensitivity. How you see and use your sensitivity and connect it to your innate sense of worth. This is your power. This is your superpower. This allows you to engage with others with compassion. Even if they're being critical, even if they're comparing you or being judgmental, you can slightly put your head to one side, breathe deeply, and say, why do you think that? Why do you believe that? So true sensitivity is about thoughtfully responding rather than reacting. How about that? Being sensitive means you can sensitively, thoughtfully respond and not react on an emotional basis. And that helps you to connect more deeply, first of all with yourself, because now you start to trust yourself. And the inner child trusts you because you've got its back. And you have an interconnectedness. And then you can connect more with life and people because you're not being torn and flowed from one side to the other. And you're embracing your innate wisdom. That's Shen. You may want to call it your intuition, gut feeling, inner knowing. And this is where the sensitivity lies. This is where you get that gut feeling, that guiding light. And this helps you respond authentically, gracefully, truthfully. And you don't get lost in the temporary emotional reactions that the inner child creates. As a little saying I say to myself, authentic sensitivity blooms from truth and integrity, whilst reactive emotions are but passing shadows. And by embracing our Shen, we can be sensitive and grounded. We can be sensitive and have boundaries. We can be sensitive and confront without being confrontational. We can let our emotions, which are natural, flow, but we don't have to be dragged along with them. We can acknowledge them without clinging to them or allowing them to control us. And so this is a message for the inner child. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Little one, instead of trying to control other people, let's take a moment and control ourselves. Let's know that that's where the superpower lies. In this gentle awareness. In this spiritual sensitivity. staying attuned to who we are, to our truths, living in a state of balance and flow. That's Wu Wei. Being aligned with the teachings of the Tao. And this practice tests our integrity to stay centered amidst all of the emotional turbulence that maybe other people give you. But remember, if you believe that you create your emotions, they too must create their own emotions. Again, I say to my clients, no one else feels your emotions, only you. And so you may see physically somebody struggling, but wouldn't it be better if you acted from sensitivity? Wouldn't it be better if you can be grounded, have a bridge to a deeper connection that fosters meaningful relationships? See, the same is true with other people as with your inner child. And you can quietly close your eyes and affirm, my sensitivity is my superpower. And I can use it, and it can guide me with intelligence and grace. And it is anchored in who I am. So remember to make that distinction between, are you describing an emotional feeling that you're creating, a consequence, or are you describing who you are? You're an authentic, sensitive, spiritual person, and you can act from integrity. And your strength is not how deeply you feel or how intense your emotions, but how connected you are to your true values, to your authentic self, and how you can keep that connection through difficult times, how you can stay grounded and be compassionate. And here's another word. You can be sensitive, compassionate, and assertive. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to be aggressive, even if somebody else is aggressive. So if somebody else expresses frustration, you can acknowledge their feelings, but still calmly setting your boundaries. You can listen to others openly, but you don't sacrifice your sense of worth and value. And this is the balance. This is Wu Wei that lets you respond thoughtfully, with truth, honesty, and integrity. And by keeping and practicing this sensitivity, you actually begin to blossom yourself. You navigate life with poise and confidence. And you see that your sensitivity becomes a valuable asset, like an inner compass, guiding you through challenges with wisdom and love. A bridge to harmony, a bridge to healing, a bridge to understanding, a bridge to understanding your emotions, and not seeing sensitivity as a burden, but as a gift that enables you to connect deeply, first of all with yourself. Remember, it always comes through you, and then through others. And you can foster empathy and awareness. And this sensitivity also connects you to the web of life. It attunes your senses to the whispers of the natural world, to everything that's happening around you, like a vibrant energy of interconnection that I call oneness. And as you breathe, doesn't this give you a sense of belonging, a homecoming? Connecting back to who you are, to your source. So let's celebrate the gift of sensitivity. Let it be a beacon, shining, illuminating your path towards your personal growth, to your wisdom and authenticity. Can you take a step on this journey? Can you keep an open mind and spirit? And can you unlock your power? So on this journey, we take small steps. We don't overstride. We take a step that our inner child is comfortable, that it knows we're walking right by its side, holding its hand. We don't push it or force it. And more importantly, we do not criticize, compare, or be judgmental about our inner child. You know, I call that CCJ. We do not CCJ our inner child, because that's not sensitive. We take a breath, and if the child doesn't want to take the next step, we go down to their level and we understand their perception. This is sensitivity, the sacred doorway to wholeness, the guide of compassion. This connects you to your inner child. This creates a oneness, and this is a gift, because this is a gift of your resilience. This is your capability to grow and to blossom like that lotus opening its petals, the light that shines through you, the empowerment. Because you will face challenges. You can't avoid that. You've always faced challenges. You've always coped. And what we're talking about is coping with sensitivity, authenticity. So as we're coming towards the end, take a breath. Perhaps place your hand over your heart. And reflect on what we've been talking about. Can you change your perception and see the strength in your sensitivity? It's not a weakness. It's not a burden. It is your superpower if you use it, trust it, and let it guide you. Because this is what your inner child has always been looking for. It's been looking for the parental guidance it never received. It's looking for somebody that it can trust. Someone that doesn't CCJ it when it takes a wrong step. Someone is there to give it a hug, to understand, to teach. And this is why sensitivity is so important. When you look beyond what society tells us, sensitivity is weak, being a doormat. It's completely the opposite. Sensitivity is a profound wisdom that looks beyond society and what other people say. It is about embracing your uniqueness. It is about connecting to that immense power you have. It's about gently guiding the inner child at its pace. Not too fast, not letting it be stuck. Can you nurture this gift? Can you improve your sensitivity? You can do it now. What's your sense? What's your inner light telling you right now? As you breathe, deepen that connection. You know what your inner child wants. You know this is a journey of oneness, of coming together. This is an invitation to live with an open heart, to live in flow, trusting your inner wisdom, being who you are, not being what other people want you to be or pleasing them, but being sensitive to your needs, knowing it's your responsibility to light your path, to take care of your child, to be as one. So thank you so much for sharing this Tao Dialogue with me, this journey. And I look forward to seeing you on the next exciting edition on a new subject. So please remember to subscribe to the channel and support our work. And I greatly appreciate your comments. And so, until we walk our path again together, Yi Dao, Qi Dao.